So just because you're feeling something, it doesn't mean that you have to act out of that feeling. When we have a really strong emotion, the goal is not to not feel the feeling. The goal is to separate the gap between feeling and acting. For example, when you're like really angry, right? You want to, do something like throw something or scream, you get reactive. That is when you need to take space for yourself. And the feeling that you're feeling, it's not wrong. You can't control the feelings coming up. If you can control how you respond to them, right? Take some space, let them settle, and then from a place of clarity, you'll be able to respond. Sometimes people end up acting out of jealousy. They gatekeep things that would help other people. They act in some insecure way. They sabotage something or whatever. But if you notice you're feeling that thing, you can put space between that feeling and whatever you choose to do. So you can be like, I'm feeling jealousy. But you know what? I'm going to act in alignment with someone who is secure in themselves. So in this situation, I'm feeling jealousy. I have the urge to gatekeep this thing that would improve this person's life. You know what someone who would be in alignment with my values would do? They would share that. So it's not really about the emotion itself. You're going to feel different emotions, and it doesn't negate you from acting in alignment with your values. The feelings are not your value. The feelings are not what is wrong, okay? It's how you respond to the feelings that is in or out of alignment with your values. This also applies to positive feelings. Like, I personally am a person who I swell up with love for people sometimes, and I just want to like puke at them loving words and give them all these things. I have learned to meet people where it's appropriate, right? So now I'm noticing the urge to do those things. I'm noticing the urge to go to 1,000% right away. I notice it and I'm like, okay, we're going to take it back a notch. How can I balance this? And then I respond in alignment with what would be healthy or good for the relationship. Again, your feelings do not need to dictate your actions. Practice putting space between what you're feeling and the action you're going to take. Always, 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 if you are making a decision, having a hard conversation, come from a place of clarity, not from a place of emotion. Your emotions are guidance for you. They tell you information, they give you data, but they are not what you respond out of. Hear what your emotions are telling you. Maybe you feel deep anger. Whoa. I don't know why my voice turned into a frog for a second. If that's the case, right, give yourself space. Look at the situation and be like, you know what? Okay, the reason I was feeling anger was because I felt deeply disrespected, or I felt like some sort of boundary was crossed, or I felt like I was very misunderstood. If you can kind of pinpoint where that feeling is coming from, based on that information, you're going to be able to make a decision out of clarity, okay? But you have to wait until the emotions have settled so that you are not acting from a place of emotion, right? Let's say you feel disrespected. Acting from a place of just pure emotion and be like, what the F is wrong with you? You're treating me bad, blah, 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 right? Like responding from a place of clarity, right? You're going to have time, you're going to reflect. I feel uncomfortable about the way I was treated. Now you can communicate that to the person. I feel uncomfortable with the way I was treated. You're not demonizing them. You're not saying you treated me badly. You're saying I feel uncomfortable with the treatment. Okay? You're making it about how you felt in the situation. You guys can find a solution for that. That's great. If not, that's information. Same with jealousy, right? You take space. What is it trying to tell me? It's trying to tell me these are the things I want for my life, and I'm scared that it's finite. Okay. So let me make sure that in my interactions moving forward, I do not let this affect my friendship instead of acting out of some sort of insecurity, right? It's really hard in the moment when you're feeling a lot of emotions, I know, but I promise you, any response you make from emotion is not going to feel good later. And when you take space to understand the emotion and where it's coming from, you really do have a better blueprint for where you want to move towards in life, because your emotions are telling you a lot of things about yourself. They're telling you what you want in life. They're telling you what you expect, telling you where you feel good, where you feel heard, where you feel loved. It's really important that we listen to them, but it's also important to understand them. And so when you're feeling something really intensely in a situation, you're not taking time to understand that that feeling could be coming from anywhere, right? It could just be triggered by the situation, but really be about something else. Like jealousy is triggered by the situation, but it's really about oneself, right? And an insecurity in oneself. If you can take time to understand the emotion, that is where you will see growth in yourself and progress towards the life that you actually want to build. That's all I have today. The sun is setting. It is beautiful. See you guys later. Bye.